would it would it ever be a stream if I showed up on time, guys? I'm telling you. It's crazy having kids. I'm telling you. It's good to be back. We are we're doing gameplay today. Okay? I've been on my soapbox for quite some time the past couple weeks. Uh we're just gonna play some good old fashioned flesh and blood today. That is the game plan. Um we are kind of like pseudo testing, if you will. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to play some KO games, and we are going to simulate whether we two changes. Right? We were going to try and compare Tunic to Sash as much as possible, right? Because that's what everybody's trying to figure out. We are actively going to be seeing if Send Packing should be replaced with Yellow Wild Ride. Okay, that's like the two things that we're really kind of curious about, right? And so that's what we're going to be doing. But I know that basically we have the conclusion of the Pro Quest season and everything, and I know I usually like talk about that and stuff. Look, KO won like a fourth of them. I don't think anybody expected anything different. I don't think there's any like data points to really extract. The only thing I'll say is I think Azuri did a lot worse than I thought she would. I don't exactly know the reason for that. But that is something. Um, Other than that, yeah. Um, I'm not gonna do like a 20-30 minute thing that I usually do for going over the recap. Unless as I'm playing games, if you have any questions about anything, throw them my way. I would love to answer them, and I just want to hang out, chat, play some games. That's the goal for the stream today. I hope nobody minds. If anything, it'll be a breath of fresh air for sure. So, uh, I don't think I'm gonna waste any more time and just hop straight into it. What's up, everybody in chat? Fashionably late. When is he ever on time? What's up, everybody? Good to see everyone. I appreciate you guys being here. And yeah, let me go ahead and move that over there, and let's just like hop in it, because why not? Um, so we don't have a solidified list yet. We're testing things to see if they are working or not, and then we are going to go from there. So that is the goal. That is what we are attempting to answer, and we'll see if we can actually get that answer. Okay. We got good old Prism. Good old Prism. Now this one's actually interesting. We want the sevens. That's for sure. We don't really want to clash. That's not too interesting. Cast Bones is super risque. We're on one Cast Bones, by the way. I don't know if that's a surprise to anyone. I'm kind of experimenting on whether I think this is a Tunic matchup, as much as I don't want it to be. I want to be experimenting with Sash, but I think this is a Tunic matchup for sure. So we're just gonna run it like this, see what happens. I've never played this matchup, so if you're expecting perfect play here in this situation, don't, because I've never been on this end of the things, and yeah, this is a hand of cards. Oh, it's Iris. Okay, well that it should be better for us. You got it. I don't see any reason to not just rip it. Popping Halo. What's the motive here? Oh, to tome and then draw more cards and then hopefully um I mean I guess this is like desperation mode to get to an ALS is what's going on here. Triple tome, bro. Halo into triple tome. Into Genesis. I'm gonna let him do his thing. I do not have gamblers in the list. Merciful. Anything else? You done? Okay. So let me get this straight. Here's what happened. Let me catch you up, chat. He basically used his whole hand, his Halo, to triple tome, double Genesis, flip Ward 4, which is going to go away. So block 4 damage, merciful. That's kind of good. I mean, he's not doing shit after, but like, it's a good play. I respect it. I mean, here we just have to do claw into bare fangs. I mean, I don't think there's another line. There's no way that we can get greedy. We don't have rolling scabs here is so dangerous. It's so dangerous. At the same time, though, double Genesis, we could just clear it now. I don't know. Let me tell him I'm thinking. I don't know. This is a tough one because I can push damage here. I can get what? 9 plus 5 is 14. I can get him down to, well, I mean, -4, obviously. He has no cards. I'm just gonna go face and see what happens. I think against Iris, respecting the aura is too like. Don't get me wrong, Genesis is kind of hot. I'm not. I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, and I guess here in this situation, we actually just throw the pack hunt to guarantee uh the good arsenal, quote unquote. It was triple tome. He popped Halo and then triple tomed. So we get the A damage in, like cool. Then they just pass turn. They have blown their load. We're technically down 2 blood rushes because there's one right here. Good hand though for a crackback. Go ahead and get the attack out there so that way if they want to ALS, they can. Pulling that lever and spinning the slots. Yeah, I'm actually kind of lucky that they did not. Kind of lucky that they did not. I need to get as many cards out of that hand as possible. Like, if I had sashed this turn, they're dead. Because I could double Wild Ride, I could like claw and then throw Bare Fangs and maybe even something else. But because it could have been like a normal Prism list, I wasn't entirely sure. But Sash on this hand specifically with 2 Wild Rides would have like, man, that would have been good. So we have a couple options here. We can obviously throw the Wild Ride, which secures the Bare Fangs, or we can just claw, hang on to the Bare Fangs. Like, we have a couple lines that we can take. But another interesting one is we can claw and throw the Bare Fangs. The problem with that is there's a 50-50 chance on discarding the Wild Ride, in which we don't know if we're going to draw a good arsenal or not. So I like whatever play is going to secure a solid arsenal is kind of the idea. So I think we just push max damage is what I think. So it'd have been CNC with no arsenal. I mean, let's say they take all this. We're damn near close. Okay, so now we have a choice between Claw or Bare Fangs. What's the delta on that? We already have the Might token, so this is just 7. So do I want to spin this card for 4 right now? Spin this card for 4 right now? I think the answer is yes, to free up the arsenal for anything that may come, because we've already seen 2 Blood Rushes, pitched 1, played 1. So I think we just send, because of that, we send the Bare Fangs, and we just hit this because we are good. And in this specific scenario, I don't like arsenaling this. I'll just get the agility token. Sorry, let me get caught up in chat. That's all tomes. That's a lot of spectra. Yep, how many tomes? Those triple tome. Guess the hand didn't block amazing. Yeah, I mean they probably just fishing for blocks, and then I 2-stepped a ALS, which is kind of lucky. To be honest, they're at 6. I don't hate the idea of just flesh bagging here. What you gonna do now? Okay. So I think here it's just pulping. Because if I flesh bagged a soul shield, then I'm just the unluckiest person on the planet. We just keep going face because they're at 6. We discard CNC here, hopefully. Or whatever we draw, maybe. No, we did not. But that is okay. Oh, we had the agility token, so I didn't even need to do that. Although it's still probably just correct. Just nice way to like guarantee what it is. Then we're just going to pitch for claw to look a little innocent. We're just trying to get the hand. We just want those cards out of hand. Well, GG. Yeah, I completely, because I drew it off of the Beast Within. I completely forgot that I had the agility. But yes, I probably should have just that was a strange game. That was a very strange game. Oh, free no blocks. Free no blocks. See, now if I would have tried to clear the double Genesis, which is like, it would have pinged me for a bunch of damage because of Merciful. It would have made a bunch of shields because of Haze Bending. I think I probably lose this game if I try to clear, which is scary because at the time when all of that was on the board, they were at 32 life, technically 36 because of Ward. But then we just do, you know, we just do some KO shit and we get there. So yeah, that's one. Let me update the been a while since I updated the counter. All right, so that was a bit of a strange game to say the least. Let's see what else we got. I want to do a Sash matchup. Give me like an aggro matchup. I want to see. No, we're not going to do the same thing. 87. This is a different one. Okay. This is fine. The problem with this matchup is this is also a tuning match, because if they ever try to race you, they're going to lose. They basically have to block out a bunch and wait for like triple and Tim high value turns, which means it's in their best interest to go a long game, which means I have to play Tunic, unfortunately. So unfortunately, we got another non-Sash matchup. So not a huge fan of pulping in this matchup either, because they do have a decent number of D-reacts. We can kind of get trapped into it. So I'm going to throw in the Cast Bones to kind of set up, go a little bit taller. Although I do like the Agiles too. What can we take out for the Agiles? Do we just take out the pulpings and go again the old-fashioned way? Is that what we do? I don't hate it. CNC is good because they usually have a pretty good arsenal target. Let's try this. See what happens. Oh, all that and they disconnected. Well, good. I wanted to use Sash anyway. 7 EV, yeah, or 17. Yeah, it was pretty good value. It's pretty good value. They didn't want the smoke. They didn't. Let's do a Viscerai game. That's a Sash match. That's so well. It depends. If they're on the turtle shit, that it's not a Sash matchup. Like, this is a weird one. This is actually a really weird one. Okay, so this is something that you can kind of like put together. They let me go first. If he was on any type of like turtle list or like whatever, you want to make rune chance on turn 0, so they would want to go first. So I'm gonna assume this is an aggro matchup in which I'm gonna load up armor. I'm gonna not. I don't want to run Nolrun. That's not what I want to do. And we're just gonna play value and go from there. The reason you don't want to play value, and see, we were correct because he loads the Nebula Blade. And this is just a really good hand to just go with. Get a little bit of damage in to start. You know, we do let him filter, which is not ideal, but not the worst. Not the worst. Okay. We don't want to allow any further filter. So we're just going to take our 3 damage and our might token and call it a day. We're going to arsenal the Bear Fang. No reason to try and... We could pack hunt, but We give up an arsenal and maybe get in 1 damage because he has a 2 block. Not really worth. Um, Another great hand. We take it. In fact, this could be the sash hand if we want to be a little greedy with it. Swarming. Grasp into okay. So I don't know if you guys know. Played a lot of Runeblade in my day. Anytime you make a rune chant go swarming, your hand is dog shit. Or you have another swarming. So this hand sucks. So you do not flesh bag here. And in fact, what I want to do, I really want to sash this. I know it sounds crazy, but I know that that hand's doo-doo. And I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to. I'm gonna sash here. I know it looks so stupid. But I know that hand's dog shit. Like, I'm fine with this all day long. What was that? A 3 card. He made a rune chant 4 and 5. That's 9 on 3 cards. So 3 per card. So he's at/below rate. We're fine with that. We go pulping. We know this is not a D react. I mean, we don't know, but like D reacts and Viscera is kind of scuffed. So we're pretty safe to just pitch the assault and battery, play the pulping. We can just go ahead and pop sash. Pulping is going to turn on everything that we can claw into Bear Fangs and maybe even something else. We could even roll scabs as we go down the turn. We may not actually need to pop sash. Could be inefficient or force us into rolling scabs. I'm not a fan of either. But hey, we're playing a brute, right? Let's go ahead and do it. Player pulping. And we draw the reckless swing. Rip. No way. On the sash turn. On the sash turn, bro. Oh my god. We don't even get a might, bro. so, so hang on. Okay. So we time walk ourselves with pulping. Then we roll scabs because, like, mathematically, we just have to with the hand. And we roll a 1. What is happening? Like, but like mathematically, I literally had to do it. I had to. Now, this is actually an interesting flesh bag here. Because we have an extra card. Whatever we take. So he has to pitch for Nebula Blade, which is kind of like his game plan, right? With this play. Bro, we're so far behind on value. We skipped a whole turn? 2 we s we're we've taken 2 less turns this game. Wow. Wow. This is what it feels like to play Brute, guys? Who the hell wants to do that? Um, I'm fine just blocking 5 here. It's not a waste because it prevents the rune chant, which is cool. Fleshbag just didn't feel right in that spot. I could be wrong. That's fine. I'll give you some room. You can pop your thing in Nebula. Yep. No, just when you play it and do silly moves is how KO win the battle. Should have maintained a count of 6s versus non-6. Yeah, there was 4. Oh, rough-a-roni. All right, we just need Viscera to have a Viscera hand. Is what we need here. This hand is not that good either. Arc Knight Shard into Incantation. All right. Cool, bro. Oh my god. What is happening? The problem here is we have to go. We have to go like soon because he's just going to kill us with rune chance, right? Because we chose to race without AB, which I think is the correct decision on the analysis of him letting us go first. But man, just skipping 2 turns is really hard to make up that ground. But we're gonna try our best and see if we can get a Blood Rush Bellow to help us out. There it is. There it is. There it is. Also, we are a little bit behind, so I don't hate the idea of this is a red mauve. I'm not a fan of this play because he's just gonna swing Nebula Blade and Arsenal, but this is literally just desperation at this point. We're gonna play Blood Rush, and then more than likely, if we're being 100% honest, we're probably gonna end up rolling Scabbies. Or not. So what we want to do is we want to swing the Claw first to increase the odds of the Wild Ride discarding the Beast Within. And of course we miss, because today is just not it. It is just not it. Locking with a Revel, good. Um, I don't think there's any reason. I think we have to just rip it off the pulping. Hope we get it. Okay. They have 2 rune. Okay, so they're gonna kill us next turn. Send 5 or 3 and make an agility off of an arsenal with him keeping a big hand. Probably just send 5. Just a rough hand. Couldn't get a 2 cost to go claw into something. Had a bunch of 3 cost blues, 4 of them. We skipped 2 turns by playing a pulping, drawing a reckless swing, and discarding it. And then next turn, we had full tempo, rolled a 1 on Scabbies because our hand literally just didn't do anything without. So that's how we just completely washed on a couple turns. Mordred into Reckoning into Swarming. So no on hit here, but we lose anyway because they're going to get most of the hand. Because of Nebula Blade. So here in this situation, what we have to do is block here. Oh wait, they don't have interesting. They don't have. This is effectively 9 because I have to count that I've already taken the rune chant that is in the back right now. So this is effectively 9. But they don't have the pitch to actually do anything afterwards. So the only card that's valid here is Read the Runes or another Swarming. Or I guess Drawn to the Dark Dimension because they have 2 rune chants, which would be kind of hot. Either one of those scenarios doesn't change the equation. I have to block 2 cards here. So what's the play here? Wild Ride doesn't get a card from him. But if they did have a Runeblade brick, then me sitting on the Wild Ride is actually advantageous because they could just have bricked up. So I think the play here is just Claw and then Arsenal the Wild Ride. I think that's actually the play. Because I'm not forcing any cards out of hand, quote unquote, right? Which him not blocking there means we're dead, basically. But it's the risk I had to chant. Because like this hand wins the game if he bricks, right? But he's obviously gonna creepers and do a bunch of other stuff. I mean, we're just dead. Here we can block. Actually, we can't even block this because if he has like a mauve, we have to be able to block it. So we die to Revel, like no matter what. There's nothing we can do about it. So become, you go get Revel. And you win the game. Just show me you picked Revel. Become. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Yep. They got it. I think we made it kind of close for time walking ourselves 2 turns. If I'm being 100% honest. Closer than I thought it was gonna be. It was a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be. Man, hoping missing on the sash turn. Reckless swing, man. Is it worth it? Ask ourselves that question. Is it worth it? CEO of the Alabama Salt Mines. Fruit fairies. Yeah. Oh man. Self-inflicted. Self-inflicted. Skull Crushers where? No. Agrovis now S tier, new deck. No. I mean, you are free to that opinion, that is for sure. Play a Bravo game. I play a Bravo game all the time. Once again, we have to go Tunic here because it's a drawn out game, even though it's like cool. They said, "Oh, I should have turned off the stream." My bad, my bad. So we don't really want to be clashing, but we do need some threat density in case he decides to play a really long game. Da, da, da. I say no on any non-6. Now we gotta play the Blood Rush. Come on. Oh, he said he wrong list. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll do you one better. I missed a pulping in top 4 of a battle hardened because reckless swing lost out on 12 value because of it and lost the game. Yep. That happens. Fi. Let's play a Fi match. That should be a good one. Oh my god. Come on. Alright, I'll make a lobby then. Jeez. Sheesh. Oh, it's no worries. No worries. 0101. Alright. It's the most Josh name ever. It's Warriors, so it's gonna be a long game. So we have to go there. We have to go here, 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 and go with that. But then we can clash against Warrior too. So what we can do is take out the pulpings because they're a liability. Go here. We have the agility generation, so that's better. We don't like giving agility to warrior. So let's go 66 here. Okay, 61 card from the opponent. Dual wielding warrior. This is our weakness, supposedly. Edge ahead. I have both in the list. Both are in the list. Wow. Okay. Here I know it's gonna sound crazy, chat, but you actually roll scabs, I think. And the thought process there is you are basically like no matter how we cut this, we're getting like suboptimal value on the hand. But I think we just have to roll scabbies. Gotta lean into it sometimes. We already created the agility, so saving the blue plus the a threat isn't like the worst thing if you do whiff on the scab skins. Um, Not ideal, obviously, but it's not the end of the world. Now we have agility plus a savage feast, which we love, and tempo. So we're just gonna go ahead and rip it, call it a day. This is also a good arsenal target. So what this does is this gives us the ability. We have a couple options here. We can no matter what the option is, we definitely just swing claw here because it doesn't. We're doing that in both lines, but the we have the option here. We can arsenal the blue and make the agility, which makes playing the blue a lot easier, right? Or we can just yeet 5. So the question, and I think the answer is we just get that agility token. Um, I think that's the line. And boy, was it. Yeah, you got it. You got it, boss. 4 damage. That's all you. Rip our agility token. Uh, in this situation here, I like throwing the bear fangs to help with our resource problem, which I don't think we really have a terrible resource problem, but if we rip a blue, we can do things a little bit more efficiently. So I like playing the bear fangs out front. It's guaranteed go again from the agility token. Discarding the runner kind of just made the decision for us, basically. Is kind of the idea. So we're gonna go ahead and hopefully we get like at least a yellow is kind of what we're asking. No, we drew a yellow bear fangs and then proceeded to discard it. But that's not ideal for sure. But that's why arsenaling this blue is as good as it is because we have the ability and they have that lined up. That's cool. Um, I I want to hide a little bit of weakness. I don't want to pitch. I don't want to double pitch there. I'm gonna hide it a little bit. Now this is not a scabs play. There's no reason to scabs here because we're just gonna go 5 go again and then play the blue that we arsenaled. It's not ideal because if we would have grabbed a yellow off of the if we would have not discarded the yellow bear fangs or drew any yellow and not discarded it, then drawing the red cost us an arsenal, which is not great. But I mean, we're doing okay. We have all our armor. We have tempo. We're ahead on life. They have no armor. We're doing okay. Okay, I am going to save this one. Two with the vigor too. This is a really good flashback. This is a good flesh bag. The problem is where did they get the vigor token from? Did I miss something? I actually don't know. Um, huh. Let me tell him sorry thinking. Uh, Flesh bag is it's a good spot. The problem is I want to block with my hand is what is kind of talking me out of the flesh bag here. Although I think it's good. I'm being talked out of it. I guess there's a line where we can assault in battery. Here from grains, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, let's just flashbang here. In worst case scenario, we can throw the assault and battery, which sets up the agility and the might for the blood rush on the following turn. It's not the most exciting thing, but like, it does the thing. So we got the 5 value on the flesh bag with the IP penalty. Is there any we don't have tunic counters, so there's no like fancy move that we can make. So I think unfortunately it's just assault and battery. And then we discard here to double up on the tokens. Throw 6 without dynamos, which means, they're actually incentivized to give 2 cards here, and then we'll arsenal for a big turn on the following. Make it a count. So we still have reckless in the list. And 1 blood rush and 1 cast bones. Mm-hmm. Okay. These hands keep getting weird, and we drew too many blues at the beginning. So we have agility token is the problem, but the agility token doesn't mean anything if we don't have the resources to play anything. So unfortunately, we have to waste it and play the wild ride out and hope we get a blue, which luckily we did. So our resources haven't lined up great this game, to say the least. Huh. So I guess the question here is, do we roll scabs for an opportunity to deal 2 more damage? Because the play is obviously E-strike and cast bones is what we're going for. And we'll arsenal the beast within. Not the best arsenal, but it's a card. Um I guess alternatively, what we could do is if we do roll scabs and get it, we can play the beast within and then cast bones arsenal the E strike, which is like the ideal situation. So is that line that much better than E strike 5, go again, cast bones, arsenal, beast within? And I think it is. I think you scab here. You're supposed to. It's close. It's hmm, two, so it's a way better arsenal plus. Yeah. Yeah. And we only hit 4. We revealed a blood rush and a reckless swing. Interesting. At least we drew them both in one hand. So we can go back and figure out what we're drawing. We're drawing a sin packing and an E strike. Sin packing and an E strike. So our only I don't know if we blood rush bellow. It seems wrong. I'm gonna give up the blood rush here because I don't think it's worth it. And then I will E strike for 11, make an agility in my arsenal. The blood rush is the line I'm going with. E strike for 12. I'm sorry. All 5 misses, top 30 cards. Yep. Okay, now down to 1 card. They're just gonna swing hatchet and arsenal. Not the best hand, but if we can discard the E strike, we're in good shape. No shower blocking Of course, we get rid of the blue. What is happening? I guess we can draw a card. Tunic doesn't even bail us out in any of these situations. Discarding the beast within, does it actually do anything? I guess if we discard the beast within, we can draw. I think there's one more of these left in the deck, and we can tunic counter into it, which would be kind of hot. Not gonna lie, but more importantly, we just get an arsenal, I think. So I think we go here. This changes things. So they had hold the line on both of my Blood Rush Bellows. But now we have to play this in packing. Because we get the arsenal if it's not an instant. Yeah, because they blocked the claw, we have to send this in packing and arsenal the wild ride. Money where your mouth is. Interesting. So we got good value there. No reason to risk it here. We have a good enough hand. So let's try and get another resource card if we can. We do not. We just want to get their life total low. So I think what we're going to do is there's no like real scab play. I think we just take the guaranteed damage. Ripperoni. Okay, we have Bear Fangs. We have double blue. But knowing me, we'll probably discard the blue. So do we need... Yeah, we have to agile here. Unless we just wanted to be crazy risky on scabs, which doesn't seem like the hand to do it. Oh man, you can't make these up. Here we have to send 6 so that we deny the dynamo reset. He has to give us the card in hand. So we negated the agility, but not the not the other one. Yep, good game. So that's what happens when you don't. Oh, now you staring. Oh man, hang on. Let me update the. I haven't really gotten a shot to really push Sash. It just feels wrong, yeah, against Warrior because like they just draw the game out. I mean, I think that one went what 9 turns ish. At 9 turns is where I draw the line that you pretty much always get more value from Tunic. Although those were some pretty shitty hands because we drew a bunch of blues early. So maybe Sash is kind of that. I don't know. Because you're supposed to play Sash into everything. All right, we'll play Sash. See what happens. Just sash it up. All right, we got good old Dorinthia. So I think it's the same thing. These are a liability. These are not great. This stuff can stay. Dawnblade Dory. Oh, this hand sucks. So unfortunately, we have to give them the chance to filter. I mean, got a damage. I don't block naked Dawnblades. Pepperoni. Sure. You earned it. How much do we go in on this turn? It's like we could roll scabs and we could pop Sash. How many things do we want to do? I'm gonna be a little conservative. So they IP'd one and dealt a damage to themselves. We don't mind that. Okay. So here we have a couple options. Unfortunately, I think this is 100. I think this is a scab's turn. Like, we claw first to hedge a little bit. So we claw roll scabs, pitch blue, savage feast into bare fangs minimum. And Like, have an arsenal? God, it's so risky. It feels wrong, but like other than that, it's just bare fangs here. And that just feels every time I draw Savage Feast, it says, look, you're gonna roll scab skin. I don't like it. Don't let me down. Not during my blood rush. Come on. Okay, at least it didn't like whiff. Hopefully we can discard might and draw like a wind up. Discard that way we don't waste too much value. But like not a good blood rush. Oh my god. Um Bro, we got some greedy ass lines. Okay. So what we could do is we could block with Clash of Agility, more than likely win, get an agility token. Then we can pop Sash, go into Savage Feast, discard one of these two, and like actually have a turn. It's not like gonna be the best turn in the planet, but like it is at least a turn. And I think I'm gonna block here just as a hedge. Fuck it. Let's give it all just to. Okay, so they have a sync blow on top. That's good for me. I mean, it's good to know that. Okay. So you get Glint here or Route. Okay. But now you don't have Go again. So you keep your counter. But like us. Hey, and now we have an extra card for our turn. All right. So we have the agility token. We're going to pop Sash. We're going to go ahead and get Savage Feast to look for a resource card, is the point of this. We got a resource card. And then I think we are just going to keep it simple and go. We have discarded a 6 this turn, so we'll keep the Bear Fangs. And what we'll do is we'll just claw here and then pitch for the pack hunt is what we're gonna do to try and get the sink blow, because we know that they drew the sink blow, and they're not gonna use it on the claw because claw is only 3 and they waste value, right? So we're gonna push here because it only costs 1 because of Sash. So Sash did a lot, took a what was effectively can't do anything turn into what 636. I mean, that's kind of good. Wow, we might have gotten the sync below. That would have been kind of hot. Okay, we have guaranteed go again, and we know that one card in hand is we know that one card in hand is a sync blow. Oh, we don't because they shuffled. Oh man, we don't know. They shuffled. So if they have guaranteed go again, they've played a singing and blocked with a twinning, which makes me feel a little bit better about like over blocking this. Because the hand's not that great if we're being 100% honest. Um I kind of like this block. Fish to yellow though. Should we be that scared? And played a hit and run. I would love to do this, but it doesn't play around puncture, which I guess means we throw that in. So we'll play around puncture. Final answer. Okay, we should have went with the other block. We shouldn't have kept the runner, but that's okay. Now it's plan B, where we try and get the card out of there. Or we get the we get the counter off the other way by stripping their hand. This hand's okay. We can do a bare fangs again. So I like block 9. Just a red. That's a good sign. So block 9 could be safe. This is the Josh Lau special though. One move that Josh just loves to do, right? Favorite thing on the planet is to pitch a red and then pitch a blue to then he'll pitch a red to swing and then pitch a blue to like overpower something. That's one move that he really likes. So the on hit here is keep 2 counters, which is like fine, but it has no go again. And the only way the go again actually matters is if the arsenal is glint. Which means me blocking it can actually like actively mess me up. So I think what I'm gonna do is instead, because this is a clear, like I can clear the counters, right? Unless this is exactly Iron Song Response, which they have played 2 reds and pitched 1. So it's not that. It could be blue as well. That's a possibility. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push damage. Is what I'm gonna do. Or I'm just going to wait him out. Oh, he claimed victory. Okay. Sure. But from that spot, we win this 90% of the time because what's going to happen is I get to push 5 and then send another or 6 and then 7, which starts getting cards, and then I even have the option to like wind up or whatever the case may be. Um, and they have to have something that's just super sick. They're playing shunts without tunic. So I think we get there on that one. Yeah. Got him with the old Brody play. uh yeah, I think we get there. We don't clear the we don't clear the counters the way that no, I know the Dory claim victory. Um but I think we take it. I think we take it there. I'm pretty confident that we get it in that spot. Especially with the 2 shunts coming up. Like I don't know what that is a choice you can make. Shunt without tunic. Mm. Okay, we got good old Max. Good old Max. Let's go ahead and go second. We'll play Sash because it's kind of a race. No D-Rack, so we like pulping. They're going first, so we're not crazy about cats. Swing big is good. I think we just run the aggro 60. Seems logical. Feel like it was a pretty safe block 12, only punished by yeah, but the problem is if you block 12 there, then you haven't fixed the situation, right? Because they spent 4 cards to present 11 damage and cannot swing again. So them keeping the counters is not that good. So there's no point in sitting there trying to prevent it, right? What's up with just one cast bones? We cooking. That's what it is. All right, so this is a pretty easy play. We're just gonna make the agility and then have the runner to cook it on the next turn. Assuming we draw a blue. If we don't, we cry. We drew the blue. Oh, that's Savage Feast though. Which one's better? I don't know. It has to be runner, right? It has to be runner into Savage Feast. It's 12 damage. We roll the agility and we keep an arsenal. That's not that bad. Like this card is something. Hanabe. Okay. Is this it? Are we sashing? What's the play here? Okay, so we have the agility token set up, ready to go, which makes this free. Which means we have the ability to go runner, cost 1, claw into. Oh, but we don't discard, so we can't do that. But with 2 blues, we can go. This is a weird one. Either way, we definitely block with Sash because it's like, we want it to be ready for when we want it. Um, I think we just have to bare fangs. I really don't want to. I want to keep it running with runner, but I think it's greedy to do it. All right, so we have a perfect curve. We can go 8 into 3 into 6. I like runner, makes agility, feast, but arsenal. Yeah. I think your def's supposed to runner, an arsenal feast. Uh, but then I deal 3 damage. I dealt 6 and still got an arsenal, so I'm giving up 3 damage to make that play. I don't agree with that notion. Fuck 3 to 5. Play feast arsenal off the blue. No. Yeah. I'm 90% sure that was the correct one. They have double hyperdriver, so I think we're a little bit in danger if they have a what is it, recharge? With the card that adds the counter to the hyperdriver. Okay, hand looks pretty decent. Although be a lot better. Lost the hyperdrivers, which gives us more time and pitch to red to do it. So make a driver. So it's another boost card. Make a driver pass, which means we can actually just block. Yep, we called it. Zero cost boost into hyperdriver, and then we throw the bear fangs to maintain the might token. Still keep tempo, keep our life total high. So that way, just making the mech is not enough. They have to like make the mech and like double high octane twin drive kind of thing. So I think we're checking all the boxes. Going to 11. Okay. Okay, I will just give you this. No more mech. And this line is actually like a Scabby's. This hand is 100% a Scabby's roll. And we can't block our way out of it either. Because if we win the roll, we get to bear fangs into the run. And then Arsenal, whatever we don't. We can block with one card, like the Beast Within. But I'm 90% sure it is just a scab roll. Then we'll block 3 just to hedge a little bit. Rev up. I think we go and commit our block here. Rip. We committed a little early. That's okay, because we have an out. It's called Savage Sash, which makes us be able to play the exact same line. So we still roll scabbies, believe it or not, because we literally have to pass turn and we don't. Rip. Okay, so we get 3 value. Actually, no. I'm actually in this spot gonna pop Sash to play Bare Fangs. You gotta be kidding me. No shot. There's no way that just happened, bro. For every time I activate Sash, bro, I just get dunked on. Oh, man. I'm just gonna try to fuck your turn up. I don't even know what you're trying to do. I'm just trying to end this game. It worked. Sweet. Oh my god, that was so brutal, bro. Contrary to popular belief, we have a lot of tempo here, and there's no difference between 5 and 7 against Mechanologist. So I'm actually gonna throw the blue because it's more conditional than the Wild Ride, even though we have the perfect curve to execute the Wild Ride. See, they block 6 anyway, so we don't lose any quote unquote value. And now we have a card that can be played no matter what. I think that is the correct. Okay. So now we play the one from hand to increase the odds of like keeping the other one and so forth. So in this situation, I actually don't mind just playing. No, we just win the game, right? We do that into the wild ride. Yeah. Okay. GG. All right. So far, we've won every game that we did not time walk ourselves twice. Who knew? Who knew that's how it works? No, but like the deck is strong. One thing I will admit is I think there's a lot more nuanced decisions in KO than I first I've played KO a little bit, but it's just been a minute. Um, so I think there's a lot more minute decisions to like min max when playing specifically KO. I'm not saying you need a PhD to play it. Don't get me wrong, but there's some decisions. They're not hard ones, but there are decisions. All right, we got another mechanologist. Let's go. Okay, swing big is scary against that deck. Pulping's fine. Dash. We like to block and play a little bit of cast bones. And get all right. He's a boosting. Okay, in this situation, we don't want to take damage on turn 0. And we want to extract the value from this might token. But we also want to increase the chances of hanging on to the bear fangs. So what we're going to do is we are going to just yeet the pulping, pitching the beast within, because we don't want to take the damage. We want to do the damage. Okay. This is fine. We only lost like 1 off of the windup, but we got to keep the bear fangs, which is the cool part. What did they block with? A pulse wave harpoon. That means that hand is gas, which means we're going to get another card out of it. And then we're going to ours. Maybe sending bear fangs is good there. Entirely possible. This is a doozy of a hand. Because we're Are we for real rolling scabbies again? Are we trying to send packing into cast bones? And then have the big turn ready. Other alternative is we can block 3, go 5, go again into cast bones. I think that's fine. I think that is a fine play. I don't think there's a reason to risk scabs here. It's just action cards, right? Choosing action cards. We'll show that. And we'll show that, and we'll show that. Because if he takes the cast bones here, then we have the ability to go E-Strike, go again into the Bear Fangs from Arsenal using one of these. If he takes the sin packing, we stick to our original line, and then if he takes he can't take the reckless. So I think we show everything but the E-strike. Because Cast Bones kind of looks like a brick right now. So he's probably not going to take it. But I mean, I'm okay with that. Does that change the math on the scab situation? Do we roll for a card on E-strike? We would do draw instead of... I don't think you do. I just wanted to hide the reckless. Keep that information from them. Yeah, I was down for either E-strike Cast Bones or E-strike Bare Fangs, whichever one he left me with. Fish to blue with 2 cards in hand, or with 1 card in hand. Which means it's either a 1 cost boost and they're pistoling after, or it's a spark. No, spark doesn't make sense. 2 cost boost, 1 cost boost, or another Teklo Pounder is what makes sense here. So I think this is actually a decent flesh bag. Question is, do we want to block anything else? This Blood Rush Bellow, we have no... The only way that he cannot waste any value is if he doesn't pop Achilles. But if he pops Achilles here, I'm actually okay. I'm okay with the transaction. I think we just rip it. Pop Sash. Claw. Hoping. Whatever we rip off the top, we can play it. Literally, no matter what it is. Except E-strike and another Blood Rush Bellow, which we've seen 2 E-strikes. We can play any card off the top. That's the line. We pop Sash here. We should have done this after the claw, but what can you do? No matter what we draw, we can play it. So we could play this Bare Fangs. We could, if it was a 3 cost because Sash is active, we could have played it. I mean, we the world is our... We do whatever we want. Now hear me out, chat. there's actually a reason to scab here. I know it sounds like actually dumb, but the idea is that if we rip a 3, it's not worth anything. But if we rip a 2 cost, we get to play it on a blood rush, which means I think the math says we scab. We don't run that many 3s. It's just the windups, the blues, like yeah, and so we miss and we just throw it anyway. Oh, wait a second, chat. I'm an idiot. We have to draw and discard. I thought for some reason a card was going to my hand. I goofed, chat. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just got that, Austin. What are you on about? Yeah, I should not have rolled scabs there. For some reason, I thought a card was going to my hand. Oh man. Ignore the past 30 seconds, chat. Oh man, not my best moment. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Well, but yeah, what if it's Beast Within? Yeah, that's what we're going with. He said, "What are you on about?" Oh god, that's too good. Here we need to block with 1 piece of armor in the event of a T-bone in the following turns, specifically a blue T-bone. No, I did not calculate Beast Within into that equation. I literally, for some reason, thought I was gonna have a card afterwards, but I was out to lunch. But we got the mediocre roll out of the way, calculated. Hmm. This seems worth. Send in agile and discard the other one for a might and a I guess the question of the matter is, do we want 3 or do we want 6 damage here? Or 5 or we need the 5 card hand to really set up. Oh man. Why I don't know why I thought so we got 3, 3, and 3. Or sorry, 2, 2, and 2. That's fine. I think we're at just a high enough life total to where we can Arsenal one of the windups and not the most attractive card to Arsenal, but I need a reason to have the agility token if I'm taking this line. Um, wow. Can you get the cards from my hand? Do we block with CNC? I don't think we do. Could be greedy though. Let's look at the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario here, did he play twin drop, banished? He boosted once, so we don't have a harpoon coming, so we're safe to not block whatever we want. If this is a 0 to 60 red, be 3, it would be it would get a card, which means we lose a value because we didn't block now with the CNC while the apex is on the chain. Is that worth me just killing him next turn? I think I'll waste 1 value if he has it. This is one of those situations where we might just like literally need every card in our hand, depending on what it shapes up to be. Because we have an agility, like we're ready to go. This should close it. Okay, we got the blue. Secured the blue. Now we got to look at the line. So we have the agility token, so we have the ability to go bare fangs first with 2 floating, which means we'll have 1 card left over. If it's a blue, we can play wind up. But if it's not, then it's a dead card. But we don't really have any other like choice. Unless we wanted to forego the claw. Yeah, I think no matter what, we just bare fangs first. And then do with the information that we have. So in this situation, we'll just play the wild ride. Simple as that. I don't think there's any reason to overthink it here. If we're just goaded, if we get the beast within, don't die and get the blue, and we can eat the agile on it as well. But this does get the hand effectively. This card's he strikes a card I would have liked to have next turn while we had full tempo. So we get the last card from hand. He can still pistol and get a card from our hand. Or even worse if he has or oh, I didn't realize he had that much block. Oh, the galvanized. That yeah, I didn't see that. So could have a boost here. Could actually get a lot of cards here. Yeah, so this into so we have to go to 1 here no matter how we cut it. The question is what are we doing after? So we go 6 into 6. Oh, but we have a breakpoint of 7, so it's actually okay. It's actually okay here. So we just block here. They pistol. Block here. We 7. We should have Arsenal runner, not CNC. I don't know what I'm thinking, but what can you do? Arsenal that. Or we'll just draw another one. And we just have a pistol for 2. Which means we block here. Also, get him down to 1 card. But now we have an agility and a might set up. So we're going to have to give him 1 card, hopefully not 2 off the red 0 for 60. That's the only card we're worried about right now. Yeah. And then we just pulping for game. I'll just do it there just for the guaranteed go again. Tie one. Tie one. Hey, I was the Dorinthier player. I couldn't wait for your moves because I was at the bus stop and needed to go. No worries, man. No worries. No sweat. No sweat. Yeah. So let's chat for a minute. We went what 5-1. We lost to 1 Visceri where we we played a pulping after popping Sash and discarded a Reckless. Our turn was over, and then the following turn rolled a 1 on Scabs at the beginning of our turn with a 5-card hand. So we lost that one. The rest of them, I think, were pretty comfortable. I will say that even with the, so what I will say, I think it was Vero in chat that was saying that you should run Sash into everything, and I think that if you run a cost curve a lot like I do, where you don't run that many kind of 3 cost and you're on like the 2-2-2 curve, I think that you should you could probably just cut Tunic, to be honest. It was not Turtle Viscera, it was Nebula Blade. And that's kind of the observation that I made. However, Send Packing being Wild Ride, I'm not sold on it. Send Packing's a very good card. It blocks. I don't know. It seems really, really sus to put even more no block. Like in my current iteration, there's no way I could fit in Yellow Wild Rod because I'm also in Yellow Bare Fangs, which means like there's no shot. I would have to take out like Yellow Bare Fangs probably and put it in. CNC is on the chopping block, I think. It did not feel great. I found myself blocking with it a lot because it was not a brute card. It doesn't apply to Sash. It doesn't, you know. I don't, CNC for 7 is just so good though. I don't know. It's close. I don't think it's like 100% there because my version is on the Yellow Bare Fangs. I think that playing CNC is more warranted because I have my deck very easily always has a might counter every single turn, so throwing the CNC for 7 is, like, very likely to happen, which kind of increases the value of both that card and Sin Pack. So, does CNC apply for Sash? Oh, it's just sixes, it's not brute sixes. Reading the card explains the card. Holy cow. Then yeah, CNC can stay. That's a fact. Yeah, so CNC is not going anywhere. I guess the question is, do we need that extra go again? Which I felt like I was fine on. Uh, every time I drew Savage Feast, I really wanted to roll Scabbies, and then there was that one time that I rolled Scabbies for literally no reason. Um, I don't know where my head was. But that was just funny. That was a good laugh. Um, I think the deck is very strong. The one thing that needs to be refined is the warrior matchup. I think that is the thing that I'm probably worried about seeing the most playing KO. That and probably like rogue fatigue. But I think if you run the 66 into most decks, you can probably just fatigue them. If we're being honest, beating trackers is an interesting one. The problem, like, I understand why it's there. I don't disagree with the validity of the card. The issue that I have is that I'm not entirely sure that the benefit of playing it offsets the sideboard space. I think that's the debate. Um, I kind of don't love man. It's so good when it's good though. So good. Uh, well, I mean, like, yes, me not running 3 cast bones hurts my warrior matchup, but any KO that runs 3 cast bones is still unfavored into dual wielding warrior, specifically Kasai. Um, cast bones helps that match 100%. It does not win the match. That much I know. So, yeah, I had some fun playing some games, and I hope everybody else enjoyed it. We're gonna do a little bit shorter of a stream today, only about 2 hours this time. But spoiler season, we're gonna have a long stream next week, because all the spoilers will be out. We might even do, you know what? How about as whatever the first day is after the spoilers drop, we'll do an extra stream. After the spoilers drop, as long as it's not on one of the other guys' day. So like what Ed's on Saturday, Seb's on Sunday, I think. So Monday. We might do an extra stream on Monday so that we could just literally spend 3 or 4 hours going over all the spoilers, talking strategies, might bring some deck ideas, stuff like that. Um, it seems like I've been doing that with every set, and it really seems like people are enjoying those and getting a lot from them, which is the most important part. So LSS just launched a beta for an official card database. That's interesting. Why does LSS need an official card database? Because Fabray has already done that for like community based efforts, right? And Talishar as well. Why do they need it? I mean, it makes things cleaner, right? It makes it where the Fabray people don't have to do all the legwork and they can just API it or whatever the process is. Um, like it probably makes their life easier. But I don't know. That's interesting. There's no way it points toward an official client. There's no shot. But like that, as soon as I read that, that was the first thing that came to my mind was official client. What? That's interesting. That is interesting. Well, like I said, Monday, we'll probably do an extra what deck are you most excited for post Mistveil? I don't know. I will answer that question on Monday after I see the spoilers. Because basically, I like to take what the current situation is and see how the decks coming into the format can kind of mold that. And so, if I give you an answer today, it's not going to be valid on Monday because we're going to see things, experiment with things, and like it doesn't take a whole lot. I don't need to know the final version of a deck. I just need to know like what they're trying to do and how I can apply that theory to the situation. I'm really good at doing that. Uh, do I get the exact 60 that's winning the national season? No, but I can get a solid fundamental basis for each of the decks and what they're attempting to do. They want a database where Tower Shard data isn't surfaced. Oh, is that speculation, or do you know that? Because from Magic players, the one of the biggest complaints that I've heard from people is that the meta is solved in like a week due to MTG Arena because there's like hundreds of thousands of games played in a few days to where you can basically find the top 5 decks in, you know, literally no time at all, which makes meta exploration and kind of innovation kind of somewhat, I don't want to say pointless because somebody could create something new that changes it, right? But like I don't know. It take I guess it leads to a situation where they have to release more product because it's not going to keep their attention because people aren't figuring things out. Stuff's figured out in 3 days. People decide whether the format's good or not, play it a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on what they come to. And then now they need more product to answer a different question, right? So, interesting. Interesting. Well, FabTCG to be the mothership website with all information you need. Link there. I mean, that's true. It's true. So you can quickly look up versions of the card in your native language. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I agree. I agree. Well, I want to thank all of you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And I will probably see everyone on Monday, probably the same time. And we will go over all things spoilers. And yeah, everybody have a good time. If you're seeing this, you see the VOD, you're going to Warsaw, best of luck. Wish you the best. And yeah, I'll see everybody hopefully on Monday. Take care, everyone.